I'm live. Hello, Unpackers. How are you today? I am so grateful and so honored that you are joining me today on your special day. If you're a mother, maybe you're a fur baby mom, who cares? But I'm really, really happy that you're here and that you're taking some time for you. I know that this is a very hard day for us. I know that it brings up a lot of stuff. However, I'm sure you're a good mother. I'm sure you have a wonderful day that has either been unfolding or is about to unfold with breakfast and presents and all that love. But you're here for a second to work on yourself, to work on your mental health and your happiness. And I really want to take a moment to thank you for that. And thank you for doing it with me. I'm very honored. So, most of you know me by now. My name is Lisa, and I am the unpacking person, I guess. I deal with, I should say, I help women and some men really unpack a lot of the emotional baggage that toxic relationships have brought into our lives. And I've been doing it for years because I myself have been dealing with toxic relationships for years. It started with my dear mother and stepfather, and it went to my first husband and coworkers, friends. I mean, you name it. We all have toxic relationships somewhere in our lives. But today I want to talk about the mothers in our lives. So I have notes. You're going to see me keep looking down because that's what I do. So, what gives me credit? Like I said, 30 years of dealing with toxic relationships. So, my mother was an alcoholic. Her husband was an alcoholic. Um, they didn't really care much. They were very emotionally abusive. They were mentally abusive. And up until their dying day, they didn't care about me at all. So, what did that leave me with? Oh, a whole lot of shit to unpack. But that's why I do what I do. And that's why I try to help others because I've been there. Like I've said before, this is my jam. So sit back, relax. We're going to unpack some shit together. Why am I doing this webinar? Well, I found a while ago that a lot of women, and of course men too, but mostly women, when I finally came out and said that, you know what, I've had enough, my mother was an absolutely horrible person and I can't stand Mother's Day and I don't like the commercials and the foofy bullshit cards. Oh, thanks, Mom. You're so wonderful. You've been there with me my whole life. Yeah, some mothers are, mine wasn't. And when I finally got done with all of that and said my piece about it, I had so many women come out of the woodwork and tell me that they felt the exact same way that I could no longer keep silent. I had to let women know that they had a voice. They had a voice in me. I will teach them to use their voice, and together we're going to create this community of women that have really shitty mothers. Now that can't be good for anybody. But you know what I'm saying. So I needed to create this community, this a support system for people that had the same experience, little less worse than what I had, because we need it. I talked a little bit about my mom. So a lot of you have shared stuff. A lot of you unpackers have shared stuff with me and others in our community, and for that I couldn't be more thankful. I mean, honestly, think about it. Just sharing stuff is huge. You know, you sharing your present stories, your past stories. I mean, those are your stories, those are your life, that is your personal business, and you're sharing it with us, and that's really special. But again, it just proves one more time that there's so many out there like us that need more support, that need to feel love. So, oh, I'm going to check the comments, see what's happening. Oh, hugs to you too. I don't know who you are, Facebook user. If you do want to leave a comment and you want me to see, there is a fuzz on my nose, and you do want me to see your name, you have to give StreamYard permission to do that. But in any case, hugs to you. So, anyway, where was I? Um, so that's why I'm doing this webinar again to kind of put this into our community. And you know what? I'm just going to bring my notes up here. So let's begin. First of all, let me start off saying, first of all, that it is not your fault. When I put oh, sweet mother, what is on my nose? When I put the call out there for people to tell me what they wanted me to talk about on this webinar today, some people, they put it out there on the community, but some people DM'd me privately and said that they want to talk about that it's not their fault. And you know that it's not your fault. Everybody, we all know that it's not our fault, but we need to hear it. And more than that, we need to understand why it's not our fault. And it's not really good enough to say that, oh, well, I was a child, so it's not my fault. But what does that entail? So I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a second. But another thing that I'd like to talk about why it's not your fault is because you have to remember that your mother too was a human being, is a human being, whether she's alive or dead now. Mine is dead. But so she was subjected to her own stuff, her own mental illness, her own whatever disease that she had, be it alcoholism, be it something else. Maybe she was too young for the role. I mean, that obviously happens a lot. um, Maybe she continued the cycle of the abuse that she went through as a child. Now, don't get me wrong, and don't get any of this twisted. Those are not, none of them are excuses for how your mother treated you, but they're reasons. And to have that reason in you and to know to accept those reasons, and to maybe that is your working point, is kind of your foundation. To know that too was human and did have these faults, gives you just more of a reason to know that it's not you. There's nothing wrong with you. So we tend to forget that our mothers are human too. And the reason why is because there's a dichotomy that is created when we deal with our mothers, maybe our fathers too, but especially our mothers. When we're young and our mothers are really the only ones that pay attention. I'm sorry, they're the only ones in our lives. They're the only ones that we know. They're our first friends. They're our first allies. They're our first. They're our first teachers. They are who we have to look up to. We have no choice at one time in our life. So of course, as we grow, our thoughts start to change. But before that time, our mothers are wonderful. Our mothers are great. Our mothers are everything they should be. They're superheroes to us. But then, like I said, as we grow, things change. Our minds start to change. We start to realize, hopefully, that they're not the people that they should have been, that they're not treating us the way that normal, healthy mothers should treat us. So that really begins to mess with your mind. It's kind of a mind fuck to know that your mother, the woman who gave you life and you're supposed to love and cherish and her to you, it doesn't work. There's a disconnect there, and that can really hurt you. So to know that, to kind of bring that back from superhuman and superhero to um, to bring that from superhero down to a regular person is so very important for us to begin to heal, to understand that she was just a person. Because think about it too, in a way, your mother has rejected you. If she is that bad in your life and she is that toxic in your life, then she is in some way rejected you. And I don't know about you, but I can't imagine feel what it feels like for Superman or Spider-Man or the Green Lantern or any other superhero to reject you. So to finally bring her down and humanize her is really, really important for one of your steps to start to get healthy and to accept all of this. And it also lets you know that you really were an innocent bystander in what was going on in your life at that time. When you were younger, now I'm talking about 18 and younger. 18 and on, that's a whole different story there. But 18 and younger, you really truly were an innocent bystander. Your brain wasn't fully developed. You, like I said, you were really working off the facts of what your mother gave you. And that's it, because that's all you had. But as you age, of course, things change. So if there are no questions, I'm probably going to make this a shorter webinar. So let me get right into how do we heal? And that is really the crux of why you're here, isn't it? So, and if you do, let me butt into my own stuff. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will answer them on air right now. Or if I'm off and you have questions, if you're watching the replay, let me know if you're watching the replay, then put the questions in there and I will answer them as soon as I see them. So, how do you heal from this? Well, that's, like I said, that's a great question. And, you know, another way to say that is, how do we not take this forward into our lives? How do we not continue this cycle? How do we stop internalizing all the emotions that we have? The bitterness, the anger, the frustration, the guilt, everything that we harbor. And it's not just today, it's every day. Of course, we want to heal and we want to get past this every single day, just that it comes up really hard for us today of all days. So I'm going to drop a bombshell for you. I'm going to give you one word or two if you hyphenate to tell you exactly what you need to begin your healing. Are you ready for this? Seriously, are you ready? Boom, boom, mic drop. You're welcome. It's self-awareness. And it's a really simple word and it's a really easy word to pronounce. And like I said, I don't know, it could be one word, could be two words. Who knows about that part? But here's the kicker. It's fucking hard to do. It's hard to do. It's hard to get. It's hard to keep. But you can do it. And it will keep you going for years to come if you can do self-awareness. Now, how do we do self-awareness? So what you want to do is you want to get rid of this. I always keep the banners on way too long. So what you want to do is you want to get self-aware on everything. And because everything is connected, nothing is a little island unto itself. So you want to get clued in on your triggers, on what annoys you, what your behaviors, your reactions, your everything for the most part. Because I'm going to tell you something. Probably a lot of that has to, again, stem from your mother. Why? Because she was the one who taught you very early on. She was the one that you watched when something would happen with her, how she reacted to it. And then you grew from there. So a lot of what you're feeling, a lot of what you're going through really does stem from the toxic behaviors, the toxic relationship that you had with your mother. Now, let me get to something really fucking important here. If you're an adult and you also have the toxic relationships with other people, you are all about maybe yourself and you don't really care about others, you need to check yourself with that, because those are toxic relationships that you are continuing and you need to stop that shit, because there's no need to continue this cycle. There's absolutely no need. And if you are, you need to get help somehow. You need to figure this shit out, because it's not enough for you to work on your mother's issues, because you now have them yourself. So you have to work on that. But I digress, because that's not why you're here. But truly, the self-awareness, let's get back to that. The self-awareness is really key in helping you understand everything, because when you are self-aware, you can then stop yourself from doing those reactions, from thinking the way that you're thinking, talking the way that you are, whatever it is. You can stop yourself and you can begin to understand that, holy Hannah, that's what my mother did. That's why it's toxic, because I'm just repeating, regurgitating what she says. How do you heal if your mother is still in the picture? Well, again, self-awareness. If you can't handle your mother being in your picture, get her out of it. Sorry, but you have to go no contact if it's that bad. Self-awareness. If you feel that she is I don't know, just being nasty to you and not respecting you and not loving you the way that you need to be loved. And you've tried talking to her about this, and I don't know, she puts it all back on you or, whatever those toxic traits are. Sorry. You got to get rid of it. You got to understand that this isn't good for you. It's not healthy for you. Stop it. That is how you begin to heal. You begin to heal by being self-aware, and you also begin to heal because you're self-aware, to be easier on yourself. It's really, really hard to um, know that you have these tendencies inside of you and to not kind of lash out like you would your toxic mother. But don't worry about it. Be gentle on yourself as you're healing, because that's why you're here. You're here to heal. You know what this webinar was about, and you're here to heal yourself. So I gave you, there doesn't seem to be any questions or anything. Let me just check. Nope, there doesn't seem to be any questions. So I gave you a really high overview of what you need to do to really start yourself on a healing path. And I want to continue with you on this journey in whatever form you want it to take. If you're an unpacker, you already belong to our group. That's wonderful. You're always welcome to reach out to me privately. But I do want to mention something else, which I'm really super excited about. I am super excited about my new class coming up. It is called Detox from Narcissism. Now, I know that I'm shamelessly plugging myself, but I thought it was a really good idea to let you guys know that there is more after this. Again, I gave you a really high overview of what you can do and the steps that you can take to begin to help yourself heal or continue to help yourself heal. But there is more. There's so much more that I can help you with. So what I want to do is tell you briefly about my Unpacking Toxic Baggage. No, that's my group. Detoxing from Narcissism. It's right there, and I still messed it up. Class. So what it is a class of seven methods, and they're very simple, but they're very powerful, and you can watch them in bite-sized chunks. Each video is about 5 to 7 minutes long, so it's really, really easily digestible, and it shows you how to detox from all kinds of relationships, be it partner, parent, sibling, coworker, boss, whatever it is, anything in between. And it teaches you the steps. It teaches you um, how to work through that, how to have a different mindset. It kind of gives you a mindset shift, if you will. And there are examples of how to see and react to situations differently. So again, what I strive to do is give you the tools for you to help yourself going forward. So in this class will do that for you. It does include a workbook, which will supplement what you're learning and to solidify all of the methods that you're learning up to that point and going forward, and even after the class is done, to really keep you going on that. So the class is $37, and I'm very excited about it. I'm really, really crazy excited about this. And if you are interested in pre-ordering it, because it is not done yet, and I forgot to mention that with the videos comes a lot of slides too. Some of them are very cute because I have a very fantastic sense of humor, if you haven't noticed. And but a lot of them are really and they just, again, supplement everything that you're learning in the class. So if you're interested in learning more about it, put a 1 in the comments. If you're interested in pre-ordering, put a 1 in the comment too, and I will get back to you right after I am done with this live stream, or I will get to you if you're watching the replay. Let me know if you're watching the replay. I will get to you as soon as I can. So, okay, let me just check the comments one more time. No more comments, and that is okay. That means all of you are out having a wonderful Mother's Day, and I am very happy about that. I'm very happy about that, and I will talk to you again soon. All right, thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate it. Okay, bye-bye for now.